The stars stretched out before him like a canvas of endless night. Captain Lewis gazed out at the void, his eyes fixed on the navigation display projected onto the bulkhead of his tiny carrier. The ship's systems hummed softly, a steady heartbeat that reminded him he was still alive. But he wasn't alone. Lewis's voice crackled over the comm system, but there was only static in response. He tried again, his words echoing off the metal walls as he called out for anyone, anything, to respond. The silence was oppressive, a heavy blanket that suffocated him. He had been sent on a routine mission to collect data from the edge of the solar system. A quick flyby, a few readings, and then back to Earth he would be. But something had gone wrong. The ship's instruments had malfunctioned, cutting off communication with the mother ship hours ago. Lewis was starting to lose his grip on reality. He had been drifting for days now, with no sign of rescue in sight. The ship's supplies were running low, and the thought of being stranded forever was beginning to unnerve him. He tried to focus on the task at hand, checking the ship's systems and trying to repair the damaged equipment. But his mind kept wandering back to the void outside. What lay out there? Were there other ships nearby, watching him like a ghostly sentinel? The thought sent a shiver down his spine. He pushed it aside, telling himself he was being paranoid. But the darkness seemed to be closing in around him, a presence that watched and waited. Lewis's thoughts were interrupted by the ship's alarm system, which had just detected a strange energy reading from outside. The captain's heart skipped a beat as he checked the data streaming across his console. It was something biological, a pulse that seemed to be getting stronger by the minute. A chill ran down his spine as he realized the truth. He wasn't alone in space. The ship's life support systems were faltering, and Lewis knew he had to act fast. He worked frantically to bypass the damaged equipment, trying to keep himself alive until help arrived. But the longer he drifted, the more his mind began to unravel. He started to see things out of the corner of his eye, shadowy figures lurking just beyond the edge of perception. The stars seemed to be shifting and twisting, like a living thing that was watching him. And then there were the whispers. At first, they were just a faint hum in the background, but gradually, the captain became aware of words being spoken directly into his ear. It was a language he didn't understand, but it sent shivers down his spine every time he heard it. Lewis knew he had to keep moving, try and fix whatever was wrong with the ship. But as the darkness closed in around him, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being herded towards some unknown fate. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, until Lewis could make out words. "You will never leave. You are not alone." He knew then that he had to get out of there, find a way to escape the void before it consumed him whole. But as he looked around his tiny ship, he realized that escape might be impossible. The stars seemed to be watching him, waiting for him to make his next move. And in the silence, Lewis heard the whispers one final time. "Welcome home.